Hey, what's up guys? It's C-Stacks with another opening video. This time we're taking a look at the Space and Time set from the Assemble arc. So let's go ahead and just get into it. As usual, I don't remember what any of these cards do. So let's just try to get this plastic off here. And I'm really bad at this, y'all. Okay. Alright, let's take a look at the box real quick. So we have Thanos on front this time. Let's see what it says. Cosmic characters unite in this second installment to the Assemble Story Arc expansion of the Versus System 2 PCG. A powerful and well-balanced roster of good and evil from Odin to Thanos join the fray in this MCU-based set that boasts iconic imagery from several Marvel movies joined together for eternity by the Space and Time Stones. So, something odd that I forgot to mention in the last opening is you'll notice a distinct lack of the actual Infinity Stones in these sets, which is very, very weird to me, and a little annoying. But unless they surprise us, and in the last set there's like a bunch of Infinity Stones, but I don't think there are. I don't think there's even enough cards left for that to be the case. So even though the sets are named after the Infinity Stones, there's pictures of the Infinity Stones on the boxes, and as we'll see, Thanos himself has an Infinity Gauntlet ability. There are no actual Infinity Stones in the MCU, so I don't really know what the deal is with that. But anyway, we'll take a look at the rule sheet. I won't go over it, but y'all can take a look. Oh, I'm recognizing some of these cards. There's some really good cards in this box. Okay. Let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, first of all, we have Grandmaster. He's a 0/6 with 5 wounds. He's got Who's Having Fun. Main for a green, put a +1 counter on 2 different sporting characters. And then No One Loves You More Than the Grandmaster. Level up for 7. When a character strikes, Grandmaster gains an XP. And we have level 2 Grandmaster. He's a 0/10 now. He's still got that Who's Having Fun, and now he has Contest of Champions. So main for a yellow, choose 2 face-up sporting characters to strike each other. So I really like the big defense on this. He's also got 5 wounds, so he's playable in the Life is Too Short format. Here's a really interesting card. I love the design on this with the whole Odin sleep thing. So we have Odin main character. He's a 7/7 at level 1 with ranged and 7 wounds. It's crazy. So he has the Odin Force. At the start of your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on Odin. So this thing starts the game essentially as an 8/8. If you go first, he's an 8/8. Really, really strong. So then the most powerful being in the 9 realms. So level up 1. At the end of your turn, if Odin has 10 or more attack, he gains an XP. So if he gets too big, you go down to this weaker level 2 version because he falls into the Odin sleep. So we have a 5/5 level 2 Odin. He has the Odin sleep. Odin can't attack, strike, or have +1 counters, and that he may never awaken. So level down. This is the first time we've seen a level down mechanic on a main character. So at the end of each enemy turn, Odin gains an XP. So he would level down to his stronger level 1, which is generally what you want to be at. And then he has level up to when Odin is stunned, he gains an XP. So as the opponent, you would want to stun him so that he gets up to this level 2, or this level 3 version. So this is the scene from the movie when, spoiler alert, he dies. So my time has come. At the end of your turn, wound Odin. And he's only a 3/3, and he wounds himself. So the design of this is really cool. So he's really strong when he's at level 1. So when he's young, you have this yoked Odin, and then he falls into the Odin sleep, and he's weaker. And if you happen to get all the way to when he's really old, he's old and he's frail and he hurts himself. But you really want to be here at level 1. So this is a really interesting dynamic on a really interesting take on the level progression of a main character, where you want to stay low and your opponent can force you to go up. Just a really cool design for a character. I really like this. Very, very cool. All right. Here's like the new, I think, big bad of the photographic universe. This card is crazy. See, I'm doing it again where I'm mixing the cards up. Okay, so we have Outrider, main character, level 1. There is no level 2 or anything for this card. So he is a 3/1, 3 wounds. We have blood to spare. So you start the game with 6 Outrider main characters on your side. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Outriders. I think it would have been cool if each one had a little bit different artwork, but, you know, doesn't really matter. So they have Swarm and they have Ferocious. While in melee combat, this character strikes before characters without Ferocious. So they've got 6 wounds, and you start out with 6 of these guys. So that's 18 health total that your opponent has to push through. Now you can be taking multiple wounds at a time in your turn. Like you can take, of those 18, you could take 6 in one turn, right? Because you've got 6 main characters. But these things are all 3 attack with Ferocious. You can make these huge Ferocious team attacks. Obviously, they're really, really weak to ranged because they only have 1 defense. But there's just any number of really cool things that you can do with the Outriders. Obviously, you can't play them in the 5/1 format, but the next format after that is photographic only. And I definitely think Outrider will be like one of, if not the best deck. 18 health with just these huge Ferocious team attacks seems absolutely insane. So definitely look out for the Outriders. Those cards are nuts. All right, so we have Talos, main character. This is the main scroll from the Captain Marvel movie. So he's 3/4 with 6 wounds, and he has You Can't Trust Anyone. So Talos has every Photographic Universe team affiliation. You'll notice he's non-team affiliated up here in the corner, but he has all Photographic Universe team affiliations, which right now is just the MCU heroes, villains, Scoobies, which is the good team from Buffy, and the Forces of Darkness, or whatever it is they're called, the evil team from that set. And then he has Skrulls have infiltrated C-53. So level up 8. When Talos team attacks, he gains an XP for each attacker. And then at level 2, he's in his Skrull form here. He's a 6/7. He's got range now. I don't think he had a range. Yeah, so he gains range. He still has all the team affiliations, and he now takes practice and talent. Main for a red, choose an enemy character's team affiliation. Enemy characters with that team affiliation can't attack Talos on their next turn. So that's pretty good. All right, now we have the guy himself. I wonder if I have a copy of Thanos sitting around here from the other set. I'm not going to dig through all these cards right now. So, if you'll remember, there was a Thanos main character in one of the other MCU sets. So, we have our alternate level 2 here with an XP condition on it, and then he can go up to level 3. So, you would play this with the other level 1 Thanos main character from the previous, I believe it was in the MCU villain set, which I don't have sitting right here in front of me. I should have, if I was more prepared, I would have done it. You know what? I'm just going to grab it real quick so we can take a look. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I just wanted us to be able to take a look at Thanos in context. So this is the original level 1 Thanos. Sorry, my dog's barking in the background. This is the original level 1 Thanos from the MCU villain set. So this is in the villain set. If you don't have this yet and you wanted to play this Thanos level 3, this is the MCU villain set, which was the 3rd MCU set released. So he is a 4/3 with 6 wounds. He has bathed the Star Waves with blood. Main for a blue, put a -1 counter on each enemy supporting character, and then his level up is fine, I'll do it myself. He needs 6 XP. When Thanos KOs a supporting character, he gains an XP equal to its cost. And then he flips to level 2. So this is the original level 2. You can take a look at it if you want, but we're not going to go over that. Because this is his new alternate level 2, which has better stats than the original level 2, which is normally the pattern with the legacy type level 2 main characters with level up conditions. So we'll take a look at his new level 2 that you turn into. So he's 7/7. He still has that bathe the Star Waves with blood. And he still has, so that's the, for a blue, put a -1/-1 counter on each enemy supporting character. And then he has Find Them, My Children. So level up for 2. When a child of Thanos appears on your side, Thanos gains an XP. When Gamora or Nebula appears on an enemy side, Thanos loses an XP. I don't know why they keep doing that to poor Thanos. They keep making like these hard counters to these Thanos main characters. Like I think they did the same thing with Thanos and Nebula in the Black Order set. So 2 XP and you turn into this level 3 Thanos. I love the artwork on this. He's a 9/9 with 7 wounds. And he has Bring Balance to the Universe. At the start of your turn, you may reveal exactly 6 Marvel locations with different names from your hand and snap. If you do, KO half of all characters rounded up. So the flavor of that is pretty good. It would be better if there were Infinity Gauntlets in the photo universe, but alas, there are not. So I think it's definitely easier to achieve than the illustrated Infinity Gauntlet, but it's also way less powerful, and you have to wade through these level up conditions. His level up condition from level 1 to 2 is pretty difficult to achieve, and then from 2 to 3, they have these hard counters built into it with the Nebula and Gamora things. So yeah, I'm not too sure on this. It's cool design though. I just wish there were Infinity Stones in these sets. I don't know why they chose to do it like that. All right, so we're into the supporting characters now. So we have 2-cost Yondu. This is a really good card. So he's a 3/3 with flight and range, and he has Pragmatist. So as you recruit Yondu, choose hero or villain. He appears with that team affiliation. He's non-team affiliated normally. When he appears, you get to pick which one you want him to have. So when Yondu appears, if he has heroes, put a +1 counter on each character on your side, or if it's villains, you put -1 counters on each character on an enemy side, both of which are really, really good. I like this card a lot. So we have 3-cost Karath. He's a villain. He is a 4/4 with ranged, and he has alien physiology, so he can't have -1 counters. And then he has the Pursuer. So main for a red. When Karath KOs an enemy character in combat this turn, he gets 2 +1/+1 counters and an additional 2 +1 counters for each other copy of that character already in its KO pile. So that's kind of interesting. I wonder if this is KOs an enemy character. KOs an enemy character in this combat. I wonder if this is a counter to if you can use this as a counter to the what's it called? The Outriders. So I guess the basis of that question would be, when the Outriders die, do main characters go to the KO pile? They don't, right? I don't think they do. If they do, though, this is a good counter to the Outriders. But I don't think that a main character can go to the KO pile. Still an interesting card. All right, so we have Talos 4-drop, another really good card that I like a lot. He's 3/4 with range. He also has that Pragmatist ability, so when you recruit him, you get to pick which of the 2 team affiliations you want him to have. And then while Talos has hero, characters on your side have fearless, so double when they strike a main character. Or if it's villains, characters on your side have violent, which is double when striking a supporting character. Another very good card. So we have our first child of Thanos here. We have 5-drop Cole Obsidian. He's got 5/8, he's 2 wounds, and he is a child of Thanos. So while Thanos is on your side, Cole Obsidian has Monstrous, so he will strike back against all team attackers. And then he has Chain Hammer. Any turn combat green. If Cole Obsidian is the defender of a range attack, cancel that attack. We have another child of Thanos. We have 6-cost Corvus Glaive. It's 6/5, 2 wounds. And his child of Thanos is when Thanos is on your side, Corvus Glaive has Stealth. And then he has Glaive Mastery. Reaction red. When an effect gives an enemy character in combat with Corvus Glaive +1 counters or attack and defense, instead that character gains no +1 counters and no attack and defense. That's a pretty cool ability. I love this card. So we have 6-cost Groot. He's a 7/7, and he has We Are Groot. If another character on your side would get wounded, you may wound Groot instead. And he's got 3 wounds, so he can take a few. I think this card is pretty solid. I like this card a lot. We have another child of Thanos. We have 7-cost Ebony Maw. It's an 8/8 with flight and range and 2 wounds. That's pretty good. And he's got lethal. His child of Thanos is while Thanos is on your side, the Maw has lethal. He also has Telekinesis. So main yellow, put the top card of your deck into your KO pile. Then put -1 counters equal to that card's cost on an enemy supporting character. If the Maw wounds a supporting character this way, KO it. So there's not very many ways in the photo universe to know or control what's on top of your deck. So really you're just, it's just luck. You could play this in something like Nick Fury main character, which we looked at in the last set, because he can give your guys Agent. So in that way, you can control what's on top of your deck. But again, at that point, it just seems like an awful lot of work to pull that off. Oh my gosh, this card is insane. So we have 8-cost Fenris, or maybe I think it's Fenris. So he's got Creature and Ferocious. Ferocious on an 18/8 body with 1 wound. So you can play this in the 5/1 format. The life is too short. So he's creature ferocious, and he has What Have They Done to You? At the end of your turn, if Hela is face up on your side, you may put Fenris from your KO pile next to Hela. So obviously this is meant to be played in Hela main character. It's just probably just absolutely insane in that deck. Luckily, I don't think we have any self-discard in the photo universe yet. Like, could you imagine if there were like a 1 or 2 cost that lets you discard characters, and then you're playing a Hela and you can just start bringing this out on like turn 1 or 2? It'd be absolutely insane. But I don't think we have any self-discard yet. So you do have to play this as an 8 cost. But I definitely think this card is really cool. And then I think, what is Hela supporting character? It's like a 5 cost, right? So you could play this. You could potentially resolve this ability in any Photograph Universe deck if you wanted to. Here's a really cool card. We have 9 cost Surtur. He is a 1/15 with 3 wounds, and he has Ragnarok. I love the artwork on this, by the way. He has Ragnarok. So when Surtur attacks, KO resources equal to his attack. So normally you would just KO 1 resource when it attacks, but I don't think we got any Photographic Universe equipment yet. I don't remember what's in the 3rd set that we haven't that hasn't come out yet. But there's not a whole lot of ways to beef up the attack of this, but I'm sure people will find a way. There's stuff like I Have an Army. So there's no ramp in the Photo Universe. So you can't bring this out early. You're gonna have to play this as a 9 cost, but maybe in the future we'll get some ramp cards in the Photo Universe. Maybe X-Files has something like that in store. If you can bring this out early and start killing their resources, that would be absolutely insane. Really cool design for a card. So we have our first, I think this is our first Photographic Universe special location, that has an effect. I might be wrong about that. So we have the Bifrost. So it is during your build phase, your main character may pay any power symbol. If it does, turn this location face down, then choose a supporting character and remove it from the game with its counters. At the start of its owner's next turn, it appears on their side. If Heimdall is on your side, you may exhaust him instead of paying a power symbol. That's kind of interesting. So turn this location, find out, choose a supporting character and remove it from the game. So it's just kind of a mini singularity. It's kind of like a doorman, although it takes a whole turn. So it's more like singularity. It's kind of an interesting card. So that is the, what was this one? Space and Time set. I forgot because there's no actual Infinity Stones in this set. Some really cool cards in here. I like Groot a lot. I think Fenris is really, really good. The Children of Thanos are cool. These Pragmatist cards are really, really good. I like the design of Thanos, although it's really disappointing that there's no stones in here. I think Outrider is incredible. Watch out for Outrider if you're playing in the photographic format. I think this deck is going to be absolutely bonkers. Odin, I think, is really interesting. I wonder how it'll play out. Level 1 is amazing, but I wonder how often you're going to get stuck with these. A really cool set overall, and I'm excited to see what the final assemble set brings. I could probably just look it up because I think most of the cards are spoiled, but we'll see what happens when it gets here. Anyway, so let me know what you guys think about the Space and Time set and the assemble arc in general. What cards are you really excited to try? And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.